For the for the review number 3, final exam, geometry, second semester. This is just part 1. Okay, so all of this is just part 1, kind of as like a practice test. So for number 1, find the value of x and y. Leave the answers in simplest radical form. So for this here, we've got 14. Let's do x first. So let's go 6 over the x. So this is like a leg over the hypotenuse. And then we go this leg over the hypotenuse. Okay, so here's your leg, here's your hypotenuse. So I would go x times x is x squared, and 6 times 20 is 120. It does say in the directions to leave your answer in simplest radical form. So I'm going to square root both sides, take the 120, and break it down. So I have 3 2's, a 3, and a 5. So I would have 2 radical. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Now to find my y value, I go 14 over y equals y over 6. So y squared equals 84. Again, square root both sides. And the square root of 84 could break down to be 4 and 21. So here we have a pair of 2's and a leftover 21. And number 2, a square garden has sides 42 feet long. So let's draw our square. You stretch a hose from one corner of the garden to another corner along the garden's diagonal. Draw a picture of the garden with the hose. Okay, we did that. To the nearest tenth, how long is the hose? So this is your hypotenuse, or your hose. So I would say 42 squared plus 42 squared equals h squared. So this is 1,764 plus 1,764 equals h squared. So if we add these together, we get 3,528 equals h squared, and I would square root both sides. And then it says that you have to round to the nearest tenth, so you would get 59.39, but the 9 makes the 3 round up to 59.4 feet. For number 3, it says, while flying a kite, Linda lets out 37 feet of string and anchors it to the ground. She determines that the angle of elevation of the kite is 53 degrees. First of all, you need to draw a diagram and then determine the height of the kite from the ground round to the nearest tenth. So let's draw, this is like the string of the kite. Okay, here's your kite. And this is to the ground, and this is the ground. So the kite, the string of the kite is 37 feet. She is standing here, okay, looking up, and that's at 53 degrees. We have to determine the height from the ground. So this right here. So from 53, this is your opposite, and this is your hypotenuse. If I have if I have opposite and hypotenuse, I'm using sine. So this is sine of 53 equals opposite, which is x, over hypotenuse 37. So now I need to multiply both sides by 37. And I would do 37 times sine 53. Make sure that your calculator is in degree mode. And then if I'm rounding to the nearest tenth, I would have 29.5 feet. Okay. Number 4, the number of sides is an octagon, so that would be 8. The apothem that goes from the center to the midpoint of the side, okay, that's your A. That's half of 36. So that's going to be 18. And then S, which is your side length, that's 15. So now I need to plug my numbers into the formula. Area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. The apothem was 18, we figured out. And then the perimeter would be 8 sides times the side length of 15. So if I multiply 18, 8, and 15, I get 1080. And then half of 1080, I'm sorry, I don't get 1080. I get 2,116. Now half of that is 1080, and that'd be inches squared.